A real look behind the jobless numbers. Within the vast pool of 15.4 million unemployed workers, a split is emerging. The number of long-term jobless, those out of work 6 months or longer, is growing, while the number of short-term unemployed is declining, at least for now. The trend highlights a considerable challenge for the economy and policymakers, finding a way for the millions of Americans laid off last fall and early this year to get back to work. The data buried in the new unemployment report are stark. The number of Americans out of work for 27 weeks or more reached 5.9 million last month, the most on records dating from 1948. That's 18% more than just 3 months ago, when the total was just below 5 million. The tally of those out of work for 14 weeks or less, however, has dropped to 6.3 million from 7.1 million in August, a decline of about 11%. Looking at it another way, the long-term jobless now make up 38.3% of the unemployed population, not that far from the 41.1% accounted for by those out of work for 14 weeks or less. The rest are in the 15 to 26 weeks bracket. That's a sharp change from August, when the short-term unemployed made up nearly half the total, while the longer-term jobless were only a third. In some ways, that is good news, in that it reflects a slowdown in layoffs. The Labor Department said Friday that employers cut a net total of 11,000 jobs in November, down from 111,000 the previous month. The unemployment rate dropped to 10% from 10.2% in October, the first decline since July. That gives economists hope the economy could begin generating jobs sometime next year if all goes well, after shedding 7.2 million in the past 2 years. The real unemployment rate, though, is around 20%, if added all together. Still, new hiring may not be picking up all that much, said the president of the Economic Policy Institute. So what you're seeing is less people thrown into unemployment. And without more jobs, the long-term unemployment problem is likely to linger. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke has expressed concern that people caught in long spells of unemployment could see their skills erode or atrophy. It really is the most difficult challenge facing us, he said in testimony to a Senate panel. So here, by the numbers, are some more details. Less than zero, but getting closer. 11,000. The net total of jobs lost in November. 111,000. Jobs lost in October. 139,000. Jobs lost in September. 691,000. Average monthly loss in first 3 months of this year. 7.2 million. Total decline in U.S. payrolls since recession began in December 2007. Unemployment still high. 10%. November's unemployment rate in double digits for only the second time in 26 years. 10.2%. October's jobless rate, the highest since April 1983. 10.8%. Unemployment rate in December 1982, the highest since World War II. Where the jobs are. 52,400, The number of temporary jobs added in November, the biggest increase in 5 years. 11,100 jobs added in education. 21,000 jobs added in hospitals, nursing, and other healthcare sectors. 1,000 jobs added in computer services. 5,600 jobs added in management and technical consulting. 7,500 jobs added in department stores, some of which would be seasonal, holiday hiring. Underemployed, 9.2 million. Number of part-time workers who would have preferred full-time work last month, 2.3 million. People without jobs who want to work but have stopped looking altogether. 17.2% underemployment rate in November, if you include the above two categories. 17.5% underemployment rate in October, the highest in records dating to 1994. 10.5% the unemployment rate for adult men. 7.9% the unemployment rate for adult women. November unemployment rate by group. 11.4% female heads of households. 7.3% Asians. 9.3% whites. 12.7% Hispanics. 15.6% blacks. 26.7% teenagers. These are more of the numbers. And there's something much more going on here. No job creation. Then you could not have a real economic recovery. The U.S. economy needs to be adding at least 125,000 jobs a month. That's a plus or positive, just to catch up, or just to add to all the people that are still looking for jobs. Because the population is also still growing. So you're going to need more jobs. A positive number, not a negative. Anyway, there's something much bigger going on here. Much bigger. And these are more signs of the end times transition days. A real transition is happening. It's ongoing. A continuing process. And there are many signs happening day by day all around the world.